During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk a little about riparian areas. Now, what these are is basically just buffers near waterways or lakes, and the reason why we have those there as farmers is to help protect the water and keep that water clean.
When you think about what are we really protecting the water from? Well, you may right away think, oh boy, farmers are using fertilizers, for example, and pesticides out in their fields. They want to keep that out of the water. Absolutely, of course we want to keep that out of the water. Those things cost a lot of money on the farm, and we want them to serve their purpose in the field. We certainly don't want them to get away either. We don't want to cause any harm with those things.
Well, the other thing about it here is the soil. A lot of times there is going to be some wash. I mean, think about where are rivers, where are lakes, where are streams? They're at low points. Well, if they're at low points, that means that things are going to run down the hill to get to them. So when water is running down the hill, it oftentimes can carry, like Darren said, pesticides or maybe fertilizer, but it can really carry soil, and that's my focus here. If we have those riparian areas, that keeps the soil out of the stream, keeps it in my field, and I don't lose my valuable soil downstream.
Now, there are a lot of misunderstandings when it comes to water and water quality, Brian, and a lot of things, I hear it on TV, I read about it in newspapers. Oh, it's farms that are to blame for dirty looking, muddy water in rivers, and it's sad. It really makes me a little bit angry. But when you look at rivers and think about how they actually work, rivers move all the time and they're eating into the banks at every bend. And what are they doing as they eat into the banks? They're pulling soil into that river. The river eventually fills and the channel continues to move. Now, as farmers, we can't do a whole lot about that, but we can control the soil that's very valuable to us that we make our living off of in our fields and keep it in our fields. And that's one of the reasons riparian areas are so important.
Yeah, and with the riparian area, just to finish this up here, part of the purpose of that riparian area is to secure the soil. Like Darren said, the river certainly is going to continue eating soil out all the way along the river. That's just the way it goes. You're never going to stop that unless you literally cement the entire river, which no one's going to do. So in lieu of that, if we can have some trees, some shrubs, even some grass, that helps hold that soil in place. It takes much longer for the river to eat out that bank, and it helps preserve our fields right next to any river, lake, or stream.
Riparian areas are very important to farmers, and so is weed control. We'll talk about controlling this tough weed later in the show.